I'm back. NBA. First, not really the first week, but my first week of doing this. Yeah, so earlier in the week, like a long time ago, this is probably old news, but I'm going to inform you, because that's what my job is for you. Stephen Curry got mad, and he took his mouthpiece and threw it at a ref. He said he didn't, but we all know he did. And he was ejected. Kevin Durant said some stuff. He was also ejected. They lost. They were already going to lose. They were down by too many points with less than a minute left. And so Curry was fined $50,000 for throwing his mouthpiece, and Durant, out of frustration, was being yelled at. At first, it looked like he was flipping off the crowd, but he was actually doing this, saying, "I have a ring now," losing a little bit of respect for him. I mean, there's just no point. Just leave. If you get ejected, you don't have to, Memphis. You don't have to go up to the crowd and be like, "I have a ring," so be quiet. You don't do that. I mean, it's really unnecessary. You've already been ejected for doing something stupid. You really don't need to be even more stupid and maybe get suspended or fined. Curry just left. Durant, obviously, what I just said, did what he did. Eric Bledsoe has requested to be traded. So he is not playing right now, but they are looking to trade him right now. One of the teams that he might have been traded to was the Cavaliers, but the Cavaliers are losing interest. I haven't seen much other than that. It's been kind of quiet since then, but he's not playing, and he's definitely going to get traded probably within the next week or two. So, yeah. Paul George played his former team for the first time since his trade. He fouled out of that game, so he did not do much. Let me see. He fouled out, and he did not score a lot. I know that for a fact. Yeah, the Thunder won 114-96 in that game. He only had 10 points. As I said, not a lot of points. Victor Oladipo, who played for the Thunder, he had 35 points. Miles Turner was out of the game, so that gave Domantas Sabonis, who also used to play for the Thunder, a big chance to step up. He had a pretty good rebounding game, but he shot poorly. 1 for 9 shooting from the field. He also had 11 rebounds, as I just stated. Victor Oladipo was on fire, 11 for 18 shooting, 35 points. Victor Oladipo he is definitely a leader on this team now, the Pacers team that is struggling and trying to rebuild. Yeah. So, Kyrie Irving, the Bucks had some throwback court, and he thought it was the original court, I guess, because he was saying that it just wasn't a normal NBA court, and he was skeptical about it. And he also thinks the world's flat, so I don't know what is in his head or if he hits his head a lot, but he needs to think sometimes. Yeah, that was just everyone was scratching their head when he said that. So yeah, James Harden had his first triple-double of the season. Russell Westbrook has once again been on a triple-double attack. He's got 2 already. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Greek freak. He's been going crazy. I'll give you his numbers later. But Lonzo Ball, obviously his dad LeVar has been hyping him up. And so everyone's like, oh, he's going to be great. He's going to be like the best player on this team. He's going to be averaging crazy. Honestly, his rebounding is pretty good. He's been doing pretty good, averaging 7.5 rebounds a game. His assists are doing pretty good, 7.7 assists per game. But his scoring has been not as good as expected. He's averaging 10 points a game, and he is shooting very low percentages. Every time I look, I see 3 for 10, 3 for 12, 3 for something. He's been shooting very poorly this year. Only shooting 31% from the field. You don't want that. The majority of the shots he takes are 3-pointers. I mean, just looking at his last few games, when they played at Utah last night, 3 for 10 shooting, 3 for 6 3-pointers, 2 for 7 shooting, 1 for 4 threes, 2 for 11, 0 for 5, 3 for 13, 0 for 5. And then at Phoenix, the game he had the triple-double, scored 29, 12 for 27, 4 for 9. So that was not a bad shooting night for him. but everything else has been a very cold shooting night for him. But off the ball, rebounding and then assisting, he's been doing very, very well. But he definitely needs to improve his shot if he wants to, be a superstar in this league. But he definitely has a lot of potential. He can definitely do a lot of stuff. And then back to Giannis, 35 points a game, almost 11 rebounds a game, and almost 6 assists a game. I mean, he's definitely the best player on the team. He's probably one of the top 5 players in the league right now. Just the way he's playing, the way he can move with the ball. He's quick. He's a big guy with a lot of length. I mean, he can reach out there. He can dunk. He can drive. He can do everything. So if you're on defense against him, it's a definite struggle matchup. You don't know how to guard. It's very difficult to guard him, and his teammates around him are definitely helping, making plays. The Bucks can definitely go places if they get some more help for him. They're 3-2 right now. They're definitely looking good. He can definitely make the playoffs. And the last thing, if you did not see a couple nights ago, the Wizards were playing at the Golden State Warriors, and there was a rebound, and Draymond Green and Bradley Beal got locked up. Bradley Beal was like this on Draymond Green. Draymond Green was like this. And I guess Bradley Beal, they're both in the wrong, honestly. Looking back on it, at first I was like, oh, it's Draymond. He's always like, blah, blah, blah. They both really initiated it. But there was just a big fight. Draymond already had a technical before this, so even if he got another technical, he would have been ejected, and he was ejected. But so Bradley Beal was on him like this. They were both kind of hugging. And Draymond ended up tackling Bradley Beal, and then everyone got around them, so you couldn't really see what was going on. But there was definitely a fight that happened. Draymond Green's jersey got ripped. I mean, everyone's talking about the Nike jerseys getting ripped and how they're just not good enough, and Nike's freaking out. I mean, this was kind of a pulling the jersey and attacking people. So that's not something to freak out about. But the LeBron jersey last week. So yeah, both players were ejected from the game. Golden State overcame a 17-point deficit and won, surprisingly. Washington struggled without Beal because Beal can score, he can shoot. Draymond Green, the defensive factor for the Golden State Warriors, obviously not a big deal for Golden State. They were able to come back and win. But I'm a little bit surprised that there weren't suspensions, but they were both that was not a smart move by either of them. Draymond Green thinks he got ejected because of his history with the league, because he kicks people where you're not supposed to kick people. He talks a lot of trash. He's a dirty player. And then I was like, if the league was out to get you, they just would have ejected you and not Bradley Beal, and then he could probably make the excuse, oh, well, they had to make it look not as guilty. But I mean, honestly, they were both in the wrong. They both deserved to get ejected. I think they both deserve to get a suspension. I mean, not a long one, maybe 1 or 2 games, but maybe even a fine or something. I don't know, but going unpunished, that there should not be fights in the NBA. I mean, fights are entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I like to watch fights. They're entertaining, but I mean, that's not what you want to see in a basketball game. You just want to see some good basketball being played. So yeah, that's the week 1.5. We'll call it 1.5 recap for the NBA. So that's all I got for the NBA.